But you're getting into wrestling now? Is that accurate?
I am. Right after this, I'm training on my takedowns and my pickups.
I don't know anything about wrestling, Gordon. Followed by half an hour of California. Hey, Ron, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thanks for joining us.
Pleasure. Sorry I'm late, but people just can't, get enough of my sound of my voice.
I get it. I totally get it. And also, I got nowhere else to go. So what are you gonna do?
Apparently.
Yeah. Little fun fact: the very first movie my wife and I saw together was a little romantic movie you did called Hellboy.
Oh yes, very romantic.
Very romantic, yeah. Actually, in our wedding invitation, there's all these different icons come together to form a heart, and one of them is actually the Hellboy fist.
As well it should be.
Yes, it's very.
May the right hand of doom serve you well, brother.
So the capture, holy cow, man! I watched the first episode, and once we got to the end, I was like, well, this is my thing. I was just blown away by the amount of surveillance we're constantly under, the talk about deep fakes, things along those lines. Was there something about that drew you to this piece when you first read it?
Well, it's unfortunately, the world that we have evolved into is one that kind of demands our attention when it comes to discussions like this. So this is a conversation we need to have because I'm a huge admirer of our intelligence officers. But, let's face it, there are some who kind of drink a different brand of Kool-Aid, and when they rise to positions where they can have a deleterious effect on our common God-given rights, that's the fine line we have to continue to explore and be vigilant about.
I did also notice that you have a background, you were a stand-up comic for a little while. Is that accurate?
Just for a minute. I mean, just like I knew I wanted to be on the stage. Being a stand-up comic for, a couple of nights told me that maybe I should seek a different venue.
Do you have any, do you remember any Ron Perlman stand-up jokes?
I didn't really create any of my own. I stole from the best. My two muses at the time were George Carlin and Henny Youngman. And a lot of people wouldn't think that they fit into the same sort of silo of sensibilities, but I found a way.
Hey man, if you're going to steal from the best.
Well, there's an old a story about John Wayne, in the later part of his years, doing Julius Caesar on stage in some sort of stock company. And he noticed the woman in the front row snoring as he was giving one of the more famous Shakespearean soliloquies. And he looked at her, he stopped, and he said, "Hey, I didn't write this." So
you have had quite an entertaining week, my friend. If I'm understanding right, you're getting into wrestling. But you're getting into wrestling now. Is that accurate?
I am. I have some of my equipment behind me. I'm right after this. I'm training on my takedowns and my pickups, and then tomorrow it'll be something else.
Okay. Now, Ron, I don't know if you know this about me. I'm sure you don't actually. I used to be an independent professional wrestler back in the day around the Pittsburgh area. So I have boxes in the basement filled with spandex wrestling outfits. So if you need to borrow a singlet or anything like that, I want you to know I absolutely have got your back.
That's nice.
Right?
You have something like that in XL?
Is it? I'm not sure where the tags are. Probably small back when I wore it. But that was a while ago.
But you keep yourself nice. Let's face it.
I might have said too much. That might have been an overshare.
All your secrets are safe with me, bro.
The capture, though, I got to tell you, I'm loving it. I'm 5 into it, and I keep thinking I've got it. I keep thinking I figured it out. I know what's going on. And again, we don't do spoilers here. And each time there's a zig and a zag. What was your experience like reading the script when each crazy turn it took?
Well, look, I'm something of a political junkie, and I'm very, very much a student of the shifting sands under our feet, particularly in these last few years. So obsessed with anything that shines a light on the intersection of our human rights, our God-given human rights, and what the government claims they need to do in the name of protecting our human rights.
You're under suspicion for assault and kidnapping.
When I started reading this show, the 6 episodes that were sent to me, I knew that the guy who had taken this on was a phenomenal writer of human behavior, and B, incredibly well researched in terms of what he took on, and because every single facet of law enforcement is functioning within this world that he's created. Local, state, federal, and then of course international. And they're all at odds with each other, and they're all pointing fingers at each other about like what's the right way to enforce laws and what's the wrong way, and when what do we respond, what oaths did we take and what do they mean, so all this is being grappled with, all the while there's this kind of murder mystery taking place, this kind of action thriller, which is incredibly taut and tense and filled with discoveries and reversals, like you said, all of the things you want to see, when you sit down and are looking to be taken someplace on an entertaining journey. It was a phenomenal experience.
We're running out of time here. The capture, addictive, like cigarettes. Just remember, your tag team partner is here when you need him.
Yeah, and if you don't know what to do with that beautiful onesie,
singlet.
I'm
Yes.
your boy.
All right, you can take. I'll take the pink one. You take the green and purple. We'll be good.
I got a feeling this will be immortalized on a pay-per-view channel near you.
We're gonna destroy it. Ron, thank you so much for your time, man. It's been a blast.
How did I do?
Fantastic, man.
I'm a natural.
Sometimes you slap the wrist to make. Oh
yeah. No. Okay. We need to hook up.
All right, Ron. Thank you so much, man. This is great.
See you, brother.
See you. Hi, Callum.
Hey, Gordon. How you doing, mate? You're right.
I'm good. How are you?
A nice wrestling bell in the background.
Right? Well, are you a fan?
Not really, no. But I like that you've got the belt.
I was gonna say we were about to not talk about the capture at all. If you were a wrestling fan, we were just gonna talk about wrestling.
And the only thing I can remember is, can you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Okay.
And a Stone Cold Steve Austin Stunner.
There you go. I think you know a little bit more than you're letting on there, Callum. I think you might be a closet.
Jake the Snake.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about the capture at all. It's all going to be wrestling. This is on you though. That's your problem.
No, Jake.
See, I don't know anything about wrestling, Gordon. Followed by half an hour of Callum talking. Now, how are you holding up in light of lockdown and all that? How are you keeping busy?
I've been spending a lot of time in the park, so lots of running, exercising. I've been learning Spanish. I just bought a keyboard, doing some gardening, bits and bobs, watching a lot of Modern Family. So.
Okay. So the capture. Sit down to watch it. I'm thinking it's a lovely tale about a guy that's taken his daughter to the aquarium.
Yep.
And then it goes in a completely different direction.
Yeah.
It's not me. I'm being set up.
While you're watching everybody else, don't ever assume there isn't somebody watching you.
It's obviously an amazing thriller. There's so many amazing, different themes that are so important to the world we live in today. And what's bothering me is I'm gonna have to watch it twice because every time I think I have it figured out, there's some amazing twist or turn. When you were reading the script, is that what you experienced?
Definitely, man. I mean, it was like a whirlwind. I'm actually a slow reader, and I read 4 hours worth of television in about 25 minutes. It was it's brilliant. I mean, all the action, the not knowing who's who to trust, where to go. It was kind of like long day's journey into night. Someone trying to find their soul and retrieve it and become a new person from the person he was before. He's a badass guy, He's like he's a proper dude. and he sorts stuff out, and I really wanted to play someone like that.
No, we don't go into spoilers here, but there is points where, are you the good guy, are you the bad guy? Who knows? Did they let you know in advance so you had that going in, or did you experience as you read the story?
No, they did. Yeah. Very important, I think, because I actually did a show a few 5, 6, 7 years ago, in which it was a murder mystery, and it turned out I was the killer, and I was angry that they didn't let me know. But this one, yeah, I knew the whole way through what's going on, and that's very important for an actor to work out what you're playing and why you're playing it.
I thought I had it like a dozen times. I'm like, oh, this is what is happening, and each time, and to the point where I thought, is there something supernatural going on?
Well, my aunt, while it was on by F3, we was down the pub, and she was a bit tiddly, and she said, she gave me about 10 theories and would not let me interrupt her. And one of the theories, I think it was like the 7th one, she got it. She worked out what it was. But because I couldn't even get in there, she just rolled over. She was like, or it's this, or it's that.
There was a point where I thought, is Sean a wizard? Which would, tie in nicely to, your past and the
it's Sean's name, Theseus.
And as a former member of the military in this role, there's some action scenes. Like, you really rough some people up. Did you have an experience doing that, or was that something you had to learn on while you were there?
Roughing people up,
right? Not unlike Jake the Snake Roberts.
Not like Jake the Snake. I was very lucky. We got to do a lot of. So we did surveillance training. We did gun weapon training. I had a whole day of surveillance around London with bags. This army could do. Which was insane. There was maybe 40 people on that day, actors, people playing their part. I had to follow them. Then I had to escape from people chasing me around London. It was like a Darren Brown. Do you know who Darren Brown is?
I don't. Oh, I don't.
He's like an illusionist type person. Okay. Brilliant, big fan of him, and it was like kind of like that. And then I worked a lot with this guy called Smudge, who did 24 years with the paratroopers over here, and he just gave me an abundance of information and knowledge and a lifetime of service, basically, and story after story after story. What it's like to be in the army, what it's like before you go, what it's like when you come home with your family, what it's like if someone dies. We spent about 6 months, most days, with each other, and became good friends. And I was very lucky with the amount that people were willing to share with me. And that helped massively.
So I feel like you're someone not to be messed with.
When I'm with Smudge.
Okay.
When I'm on my own.
When you're on Smudge, all day long.
You don't want to mess with me when I'm with Smudge.
I tell you, one of the things, like just watching this piece and like all the cameras everywhere and so much about surveillance and things like that, it's like, it's almost like it's deterring me from doing crime, which is a shame because I have such a long list of crimes I want to commit. It's
what's at the top of your list?
To steal the world championship title from the WWE.
Oh, well, lucky you've already got it.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. This show is so I watched after I watched the premiere. The last 5 minutes, I'm like, well, this is the rest of my day. This is what I'm doing now. It is that addictive. And here in the States, I don't know about overseas, but, on cigarettes and other addictive things, we have messages from the Surgeon General, could cause.
Don't do this, otherwise you die.
This show needs a warning like that. So, Callum, if you were to put a warning on this show, what would it be?
Watch this show now, or else.
That's the opposite. It's supposed to be like...
Or else Smudge.
Or a Smudge.
Smudge is what you're at.
It should be like, watch this show, but make sure you have time allotted to complete this show. That I feel like that would be more in line with keeping.
Yeah, but I've got to make people watch it. I've got to get people to watch it.
That's true. That's why we're here, really, is to watch this show. And I'm more
watch
of like
a show if you dare.
Okay. There's so many themes that are, so tied to what we're dealing with today in the world. And the thing I kept coming back to was the saying, believe none of what you hear and half of what you see. Now that you've been a part of this and seen, they talk about deep fakes and things along those lines. Has it changed the way you interact with the world, having gotten so deeply into this universe?
Not really, no, because I have a general. I put myself at a slight distance anyway of all of that stuff. It's a lot of noise, but it resonates. It resonates with me, and it resonates with people because we are living that reality. We don't know which news station to trust and who's saying what, and whether that means this or this means that, and that's why this show is so powerful, because it's like it feels like it could be the next step. It's the next nightmare step in this reality. And
I saw you were nominated for a BAFTA award, leading actor for this role. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, mate. Cheers.
So, as it prepares to release in the state, that's got to have you feeling good that, at least they like it here, which I'm sure they'll like it here as well.
Well, I hope they do. I mean, yeah, it's great. We all worked really, really incredibly hard on this, and I'm so proud to be part of it, and I think that is for everyone. It's not just for me.
But Callum, again, thank you so much.
Again, pleasure, man.
Help yourself to anything in your refrigerator as far as snacks and drinks.
I'll probably go now, yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time, man.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Right. Have a lovely day.
You too.
Dramatic footage has emerged online depicting a man believed to be former soldier Sean Emery attacking and abducting a woman.
This ain't what happened. This ain't what happened. None of this happened. This ain't real. What have you done? This ain't real. What have you done?
And Sean Emery is our suspect.